Aloha. So today is day 11 of me trying out this farm. And I am also going to be covering day 10 in this video. So I'm thinking I might, do like every other day a video. I guess it just depends on what I have going on. Tomorrow I'm going to be busy because it's, regular work day, but then I need to go in the afternoon, late afternoon, to get my truck registered and do all that kind of stuff. So, and I need to prepare for that, make sure I have all the paperwork and insurance and everything set up. So I need to do some of that prep work tonight, which is why I'm going to make sure that this video is really short and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But I do want to just kind of give you some tidbits that might interest you. So in terms of things that are like out of the ordinary for me, so this is a farm, and in the communal kitchen they allow spiders in their spider webs because they see that as an ecosystem. And I didn't really understand what they meant when they first said that. So I'm thinking, well, yeah, the spider catches flies and bugs, right, that come in the kitchen. So the other day, I was getting something from the fridge, and out of the corner of my eye, I see something crawling that was fairly big, actually. And it was a big spider. So I've seen like these little spiders all over the place, and I'm like, used to them now. But this was a really big spider. I mean, the body, just the body alone, not including the legs. The body was about as big as a quarter, like a coin. So to me, that's pretty big. I mean, it's not tarantula size, but to be in the kitchen compared to the other spiders, I was like, oh my God. So the lady of the farm happened to be in the kitchen with me doing her own thing. And so I mentioned to her, because I wasn't sure if, this was a normal spider, is this like a poisonous spider that we need to like worry about? It wasn't a black widow, that's for sure. Because I didn't see a red thing on it. So I said something like, oh my gosh, there's a really big spider that just crawled into the fridge. And she like doesn't even like blink an eye or anything, and is continuing to do what she's doing. And she just says something like, oh, we like those kind because they eat the cockroaches. And since she wasn't saying that anything needed to be done about it, I was like, okay. But now I'm like kind of like looking around, because I'm like, well, I don't want that thing crawling up my leg because it's looking for a cockroach. So I mean, granted, I don't see a lot of cockroaches. I think I saw maybe 2 in the past 11 days. So yeah, they are there. So I'm hoping that it's doing its job. And the other thing that was out of the ordinary for me is a snake. I actually saw a little one on the road when I was walking my dogs, but then I saw a longer one. It went from the garden and crossed the road to the kind of like by the house. And so they told me that all the snakes that they've seen so far are non-poisonous, so I wasn't worried about it. And it wasn't coming towards me, so, they say usually they're more afraid of us than we are of them. So yeah, that's a major thing that happened. And in terms of like work that I've been doing, kind of some like normal stuff that you would assume like that I've done before. It's like weeding and putting mulch, and although I've never like had a mulch pile so big. So because they do, you know, their own compost here of, you know, the water buffalo manure and the human manure and kitchen scraps. And so they've got this humongous pile of compost and mulch. So that was kind of cool to like drive the golf cart with a little what do you call it, trailer on the back, and then we filled it up with the mulch and brought it over to the garden. So yeah, everything's like done on a bigger scale here than the other farms and homesteads I've been to. So, and then today was Sunday, so I went to the flea market again to sell more things, not just plants, but also brought some produce. Well, last time we brought a little bit of produce, but not as much as this time. Sold a lot of okra and some rosemary and 2 mulberry trees and a few like odds and ends, you know, like some green onion and oh, long beans. I never seen long beans before, and I'm surprised. I don't know if it's a regional thing or what, but they're basically green beans, but they're really, really long, like almost a foot long. And so that got all bought up. Well, we didn't have that much. It's getting near the end of the season, so there's not really as much produce to sell as before. And so I had a really interesting conversation with the farmer about ideas to, you know, be able to sell things for income, to pay for all the supplies needed on the farm. And so I'm going to be helping them with getting more exposure online, so Facebook and other social media type things. But Facebook will be the first one, since, you know, it's the most widely used by most people. And so did some research on permaculture groups and gardening groups and homesteading groups. So hoping I can share my experience here and also learn from them, and then see how the farm's resources here can help people. And also, you know, maybe we can barter or something. So I know there was a lady that we met today that said that she got a whole bunch of free bacon because this place, I forget what it was, got a bunch of bacon on a pallet, and then their freezer or something broke and they weren't able to store it, so then they were just giving it away because it was going to go bad. So now she's using that meat, and they have plenty of freezers to store it in, and so they're using it to barter to get, you know, other things that they need. So it's kind of cool when you like live in a culture like that. I really think we need to get back to doing that, because that's how it was in the old days. So I said I was gonna make this short, and it's already 9 minutes. So anyway, I think that's all I want to share. If there's something I think of later, like I have been doing, I will say it in another video. Oh, I wanted to say this in the beginning, and I'm sorry, but I wanted to say thank you to Nikki and Yvonne and Dee Dee for your comments on my last video. So I know one of you had said that that you were actually eating when I was talking about poo, so sorry about that, but you have now been forewarned that I'm going to talk about all kind of things on the farm, so you may want to pause it if it grosses you out and watch it later. And another one said that they didn't know that you could make ice cream and yogurt out of water buffalo milk. So yeah, it seems like any kind of milk you can make yogurt and ice cream from, because even like coconut milk, you could do that. It's just a matter of the consistency and I guess the process. I really want to learn how to do that, and so far I have not had that opportunity. Although, speaking of which, I did ask the farmer today if I could start to learn how to milk the water buffalo. So they first need to like warm up to me and like get to know me, because they're not going to just let me, get right under them and milk them. Um, so that's going to be interesting tomorrow morning. And oh, and then the other person mentioned something about hoping that I find my happiness again. And that kind of like took me back, because I was like, wait a second, am I like portraying that I'm not happy because I'm not depressed? I'm not, I mean, my situation isn't perfect, but I don't think any situation is. So I just wanted to, I guess, clarify that what I'm doing, why I keep on moving around, is because I'm looking for an opportunity to fully, or at least not fully, but use the God-given talents and resources that I have more, because working in an office is not fully using my talents that I feel that God has blessed me with for a reason. I have this passion for wellness and health and sustainability and minimalism. So just wanting to use the blessings that God has given us in the best way possible, being a good steward of what God has given us through nature and through whatever means, financially. But so that's really what I'm striving for. So I am doing my best to find happiness where I'm at. I mean, for instance, like I'm in this little trailer, and I hope I'm not complaining a lot about that. I mean, I don't like it. If I had my choice, I would rather be in a room in a house, but because I have the dogs, oh, by the way, here's my dog, and here's their crates. So, and yes, Susie's is a mess. T-Pose is not. I just have given up on cleaning up her thing, because she just keeps on screwing it up, and I just figured, you know what, maybe that's the way she likes it. She's the one that has to deal with it. So she gets in there and she scratches things around and makes a little pillow pile out of all the foam that she's torn up. So, I don't know. I'm not going to buy her another bed, because it's just going to get torn up again. So anyway, so I'm trying to make the most of what I have, and find happiness every day in what I'm doing. And the farmer that I'm working with, he mentioned that he was very pleasantly surprised at how well I'm doing, being that I don't have a lot of experience with some of the things that he's doing, but he shows me, and I ask questions and try to do the best I can, and I don't complain about it. So I guess other people have complained about picking up manure, or working out in the heat, and I just figure you gotta work outside, so I'm just going to make sure I have water, and I have my hat, and I try to get in the shade as much as possible, and do everything that I can to stay cool, to stay hydrated, to prevent me from having heat stroke, and taking a lot of breaks, and And they don't seem to mind, you know, the amount of breaks I'm taking. So I do want to have a conversation with them and make sure that they're not, like, not saying that something bothers them. Because some people are like that, you know, like it bothers them and then they don't say anything until it, like, they get really, really pissed off about something, and then all these little things come up. So I'm still, like, trying to, like, read them and try to understand, like, their personalities and stuff. So so I will leave it at that. This video is 15 minutes long now. Sorry. So mahalo for watching, mahalo for the comments, and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow or the next day and let you know how things went. Okay? So be blessed and not stressed this week, okay? And remember, God loves you, and do your best and be happy with whatever you're doing, because it could change in the blink of an eye to be better or to be worse. So, see you next time.